This is a picture of the Panopticon, an architectural structure designed by Jeremy Bentham. As you can see, it is a circular structure with an observational tower as its central focal point. The tower is in an open space that can be seen by all the occupants who reside in the cells at the periphery. The cells are flooded with light to promote visibility for the observer in the central tower. The important part of this structure is that the person in the observation tower has the ability to view every cell, but the inhabitants of the cell cannot see the observer. They never know when or if they are being watched. Michel Foucault explained this idea of panopticism. Part of panopticism is that when people are aware they might be being observed, their behavior is modified in subtle ways. The purpose of the panopticon and this observation is to discipline and train people to modify their behavior in a certain way. I'm now going to follow and observe my roommate Mohammed as he walks from Ryder Hall to the Forsyth building without him knowing. Tomorrow, I'll tell him I'm doing this to see if the knowledge that he is being observed modifies his behavior. Oh, now this is interesting. Notice how he's cutting through the grass. Most people have been subtly trained, as you can see, to walk along the path instead because it's considered the social norm, even though there's no rule against walking on the grass. One important aspect of panopticism is that when people believe they are being observed, their behavior is slightly modified toward conforming to the perceived correct behavior. Okay, now again we see something against typical convention. Rather than crossing the street at the designated crosswalk up ahead, Muhammad has jaywalked across the street at a random point. This also does not conform to the socially expected way to cross the street. It'll be interesting to see if one or both of these actions, as far as his walking patterns, changes tomorrow when he knows he is being observed. Hey man, today when you walk between classes from Ryder to Forsyth, I'm going to be following you and filming you. You don't have to interact with me in any way, just walk from class to class like you normally would. So now that Muhammad knows he is being observed, let's see if that knowledge modifies his behavior in any way. Okay, now here's a perfect example. Today, he is not cutting through the grass. One purpose of panopticism is meant to discipline and train people to behave in the quote-unquote correct way. Now that Muhammad knows he is being watched, he has chosen to take the more conventional route of walking along the path, as most people on campus are doing right now. Wow, again we see his behavior is being modified. Yesterday he jaywalked across the street, and now he is crossing at the designated crosswalk. This worked out better than I could imagine. The simple knowledge that he was being observed stopped him from walking both of his unconventional paths from yesterday. This observation nudged him towards a social norm, and is a perfect example of panopticism at work. As you can see from the change in Muhammad's walking patterns, panoptic observation can be very effective by disciplining people and subtly modifying their behavior.
I'm watching you, Zask.